On this episode of GrassRoots Garage, we have Pete's 1979 Gemini. Nah mate, look, we already did your car. We're not doing it again. Yep, sorry, just read the next sentence. Guess what? This is GRG's 100th episode. Damn, that came up quick. Okay, fair enough. On this episode of GrassRoots Garage, we have Pete's 1979 Gemini Wagon. Two years ago, we kicked off this project with the plan.
But here's the plan, right?
Yeah.
I want to get cars, right? Bring them here, sit like this, talk about them, talk to the dude who owns them, right? And then drive them. Make like 7-minute long YouTube videos driving the car.
Our plan from the beginning was not to do overproduced hyper-style show reels. We just wanted to keep it real with the owner and speak to them about their cars. So for the goals we set, I think we nailed it. What a ride it's been for Pete and I. On this episode of GrassRoots Garage, I make my first on-camera appearance and Pete does his best not to look scared while Tim runs a masterclass in being sideways. From our very amateur early eps, we grew, upgraded gear, improved our camera skills, well, a bit, and sure, there's more work to be done. New and very expensive camera gear to be purchased once we move all that merch. We have both managed to check out our unicorns.
I mean, that's what you were talking about before. I can just looking out that window, you just see that, you just see it sitting
addictive.
there.
Yeah, they're a bit lower than they need to be. Purely for that reason.
Pumped out guard.
And this can't be understated. We have met some amazing people along the way. We want to acknowledge all the owners that told us about their unique rides and believed in the GrassRoots project.
Hello, camera.
Congratulations on a 100 episode, and Pete, welcome to GrassRoots Garage.
Todd, thank you. It's good to be here.
No worries, mate. Okay, tell us about your car.
Mate, this is my 1979 Gemini station wagon.
Yep.
It's stock motor, 1.6.
Yep.
And it's actually the original, it's matching numbers, which, you know, it's only a Gemini, it doesn't really matter, but it was just nice. I got the engine rebuilt 4 or 5 years ago now, and when he was rebuilding it, he said, yeah, it was a Virgin motor. Which side did we sit on, do you remember?
We was on that side.
Was it these chairs? Who cares?
Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter. Well, we're back, welcome back. Got Sarso back in the chair. Sarso, thanks for your time, mate.
No worries, Pete. We met over 12 months ago now.
Mate, since you were last here, it looks identical. Not much really looks different, I think, except the white walls. But everything's been pulled out. New carpet, brand new interior. Tweaked the stereo a bit.
That's right. I remember last time, from memory, you had just a wiring contraption and it ran straight from your iPhone.
You can film it. So back there behind my seat, you've just got an amp sitting on the ground with twin RCAs going into it.
Yeah,
Just
right.
4 channels.
That's it. So there's no... Where's the stereo?
There isn't one.
It's straight to the amp.
Straight to the amp, just by the RCAs. Still the same. I'll
Still
show
the
you that.
same,
Still
right.
the same, but a lot tidier than it was last time.
Whatever works.
Yeah, yeah. It cranks.
It adds character too.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Have you got any future plans for it, mate? Are you on a big turbo motor or a blower or...
Nah, none of the above. Mate. If I did a conversion, it'd probably be matte with the yellow 1600. NA SR20 would probably be where I'd go. Just for availability and all that. Like I did toy with doing the Honda conversion.
Okay, yes, that would be different.
I did
nice
toy with
too.
that. Yeah, but mate, kids and money and all those things, it sort of becomes a bit hard. My daughter needs a lot of help, so we spend a lot of money there. So it's hard to justify money on the car. You know what I mean?
So, mate, yes.
Yeah, so the car's
have your priorities first, mate, isn't it? That's exactly right.
So it's hard to justify spending too much money on the old girl. But if a little Honda S2000 came up, cheap, wrecked one, like a rolled one,
Yep.
I would have a good hard look at it.
that.
Yeah, or like, S13, it'd be just the logical choice, I think.
So what got you into cars, Pete? What or who got you
Mate,
into
you know
cars,
what?
mate?
It's an interesting. I don't think I had a choice, mate. Like growing up in Penrith in the '90s, you didn't really have much of a choice. You played football or you liked cars, and mate, I just remember. I reckon the first cars that I can remember noticing were like SLR 5000s, and there's a
The
couple
big
of them
flares,
around.
all
Big
that, yeah.
flares, big twin exhaust, you know. And then I got a bit older, and once I was sort of a teenager, mate, like it was the old blokes driving the big old V8s, all the muscle cars, and like V8 supercars were it was the old blokes, you know what I mean? And a lot of the young blokes were driving. You know, like when I worked at Macca's, the guys with their driver's license, they had Geminis and they had Datsuns, and they didn't have them because they were cool. They had them because they were cheap.
So they could afford on a McDonald's wage, mate.
That's right. You know what I mean? And and the Rotaries were around, and they were loud and cool, and it was always, and that's where I sort of ended up into the Falls and Rotaries sort of scene, is because most of the guys that I looked up to, they drove the Datsuns and the Geminis, and again, it wasn't because they were the best cars. They were just what we could afford at the time. You know what I mean? And then you'd start working on them and do them up a bit, and do the stereo and do all that sort of stuff. So then my brother, when he got his license, had a little gold brown Gemini sedan, which then I inherited when I got my driver's license, and it just sort of went from there. And I pulled the interior out and did it up, and my wife, who was my girlfriend at the time, sort of helped me with the interior, and we didn't do anything fantastic to the car, but it was like, you know, you had your full Saturday to do stuff, so we'd pull the door cards out, and like it was just the case of we had the old door cards and we'd just wrap them in material, you know, like just
mum's old curtains or whatever else you could find
it up, mate. And like back then,
trip the spotlight,
mate, it was just all, if you could do your interior, everything black, you know,
yeah,
what I mean?
black,
just all black subwoofers, all of that, you know, thinking
cut the springs, cut the gear
springs,
stick down,
yeah,
so you
cut the
changed
gear
the gear
stick
stick
down.
so it was nice and short to throw through the gears, mate. Sports steering wheel, the old Formula steering wheels back in the day too. They were the ones.
Yeah, so that's where it sort of came from. It was just, I think I just enjoyed them.
Enjoyed it, yeah.
No, and I still to this day love driving.
Yeah, you're actually
love
a driver.
driving.
Yeah.
I enjoy
even in Sydney.
Yeah, see, I'm in Penrith, so we've got country roads that are on our doorstep. So, yeah,
it's not enjoyable to drive down there, is it, mate? I could imagine.
In the city, no way, no, not at all. But you pick your times, you know, like a late night. I'm an early riser. I'm not a late night guy. I'm a get up at 5 a.m. guy. So I come out, left Penrith this morning at 6 o'clock. Mate, the drive over the hill was magic. Absolutely magic traffic this morning. Like we're out in Lithgow now, and it was such a good drive out here this morning. And the Gem just cruises.
Cruises,
you know?
perfect.
Yeah,
mate.
I loved it.
Yeah. Okay, Pete. So if you had the ultimate money, the ultimate shed, and the missus said you can fill that to the brim, what would be in it, mate? What would you have in it?
I can't answer that question. No, I'd have, mate. You know what I'd have? Gosh, what would I have? I'd have an original Rexy in blue with the gold wheels.
The early Colin McRae style one, mate.
Yeah, like if I could get a two-door, I'd probably get a two. I like 22B obviously if I've got unlimited cash, but I'd have a rat rod. I'd have a Cordia turbo because I've always loved Cordia turbos. I'd have one of the original twin cam Corollas.
Yeah.
Suzuki GDI. I'd have, mate, what would I have? I'd have everything.
Okay, Pete. Let's go take the old girl for a drive, eh?
Let's do it.
Let's do it. That's it for GrassRoots episode 100. Pete, thanks for showing us the wagon. Thank you very much for your time, mate.
Thanks, Todd. Appreciate it, man.
Appreciate it.
So what's next for GrassRoots Garage? Well, Pete and I pride ourselves on doing what we say we're going to do. So here's what we'll say about the future. The only plan at this stage is to keep sharing cars, but we do need your help. If you can please like, share and tag a mate that would love the Grassroots Garage project, that would be awesome. Your feedback means a lot to Pete and I, and we're going to keep pushing this thing bigger and bigger into the future. So thanks for watching and stay tuned for the next one.